Hey ladies, it's Ariane with Bumps and Bliss, and I finally have an update for you. It is a beautiful day in Alaska. There's like no clouds, and wanted to see if I could do this outside. My girls are outside playing, and so this is a good way to distract them. Although they might be distracting to us. We'll see. Hopefully they behave themselves. And I'm in my messy yard. We're gardening and we're doing yard work, and there's just junk everywhere, and it's usually not this messy, but anyway, I hope you girls all had a fantastic weekend and were able to enjoy Mother's Day on some level, depending on where you're at with being a mom. We had a really eventful weekend because not only was it Mother's Day, it was also my youngest daughter's second birthday, and so we had a birthday party for her. Actually, I had 2 birthday parties for her, and it was really fun. And so anyway, I'll post some pictures. I made a cake. There was a lot of drama cake. As you can see, it has like 6 layers in it, kind of a rainbow cake. It was a Care Bear cake, and I'll post some pictures of her birthday. But it was really fun. So anyway, so it was just a really eventful weekend, and it was a good weekend, but there was just a lot going on. So my husband was really good to me on Mother's Day. He got me flowers, so that was really sweet. But anyway, so my update, my cycle update. I am 9 DPO today, and I'm kind of at that point in my cycle where I'm like just kind of frustrated because yeah, I could be pregnant, but yeah, I could not be pregnant, and I'm at that point where I'm ready to just know and move on. If my period's gonna come, just come and let's just get it over with. But at the same time, since I have kind of a shorter cycle, I really don't want a shorter luteal phase, so I'm trying to be patient. I really don't want my period to come, but anyway, I'll tell you kind of a little bit about my symptoms. On 5 DPO, when I was putting my girls to bed, I got kind of a sharp stabbing pain in my right side, kind of the edge of my uterus. And since I was only 5 DPO, I kind of thought, no, it's not anything, it's only 5 DPO, and so I kind of wrote it off. But then a little bit later, I kind of thought I should probably write it in my notes. So I wrote that in my notes. Didn't think much of it. On 6 DPO, my temperature dropped just a little bit. Not anything significant, just a little bit. But then it was interesting because on 7 DPO, when I woke up in the morning, I woke up really hot. Like, I slept under the same number of blankets that I usually sleep under, but I woke up really, really hot. And when I took my temperature had spiked like 0.7 degrees. And I'll show you my chart when I'm done with my symptoms, but it was kind of weird. It just shot right up, and I knew that I was hot, like I felt hot, but I didn't know how much of it was the blankets I was sleeping under or how much of it was just what was going on in my body. It was weird. But I also woke up really thirsty, and I took my temperature and then like had dry mouth and had to roll over and like drink water, and I was thirsty all that morning. That was Mother's Day. That was Sunday. And so that was kind of weird. I've had another kind of a weird symptom is in my, I think it's my pelvis, like in my hips, in the very back bottom, like above my tailbone, on the right hand side, I've had some pinching, like there's a nerve being pinched. It's a really weird feeling. I don't normally get that, but it's kind of just a pinchy feeling down there, and that's kind of come and gone depending on how active I am, and kind of it happens more later in the day. So that's been kind of weird. I've had that the last 2 days. What else? I've had very minor cramping, like to the point where I don't even want to put it in my notes because it's just enough to make me go, feels kind of like my period's coming. But then when I really focus on it, it's not really a big obvious deal. It's just really minor cramping, and it kind of comes and goes, and it's just light. Like, I don't even want to make a big deal out of it because it's really light. And so okay, so then I had a really weird symptom that I am going to tell you about, even though it's kind of embarrassing. I've been doing cervical mucus checks. I'm still doing them. And I've gotten to the point where I'm more comfortable like actually doing an internal exam and like swabbing around my cervix. And so I do that every day, and on 7 DPO, I think it was 7 or 8 DPO, 7 DPO. When I did it, I noticed I had like 2 lumps, like bumps, on my cervix that were like half of the size of a pea, and they were kind of harder. Even though my cervix was like soft, the bumps were a little harder, and it freaked me out because I've been doing this every day and I haven't noticed them. They haven't been there, so it like came within a day, or they really grew within a day. And I like freaked out and ran to Google and was like Googling it left and right. And I think that they are, oh goodness, I don't even remember what they're called, like Nepothian or something. It starts with an N and ends with Hithian. They're like cysts, but they're just clogged ducts. Like we all have mucus ducts up there, and they get clogged and then they unclog. And so supposedly it's not a big deal. I mean, I probably should go get a pap smear. I've never had an unusual pap smear, but I have to admit it's been a while since I've had one. But kind of weird. I did do some research and found out that it does happen more often in pregnancy. And even one person on a post mentioned it can be a sign of early pregnancy. But I don't want to put too much thought into that because I would have only like implanted like maybe 2 days before that. So I don't know that anything could have happened. It was just a really weird symptom. So since so there was that, and then since I've been doing the CM checks, I've also noticed that my cervix is kind of crampy and it's kind of achy, sore. Like when I swab, it's kind of sore. Like I've never had a sore cervix before, but it kind of hurts. And like one day when I swabbed it, when I did my check, like I kind of like cramped a little bit for a couple minutes after that, which was kind of weird. And then last night when my husband and I were loving each other in the bedroom, I could feel it, like it kind of felt sore. So that was weird. It didn't hurt. I mean, like even right now it's kind of crampy. Like I can feel it kind of cramping down by my cervix. But I don't want to say that it's sore, it hurts, but it's definitely irritable. Like, it's sensitive, and I can tell there's something weird going on. So I don't know. Oh, sorry. I just showed you my chest, didn't I? Woohoo! What are you really looking at? So, there's that. I have had a little bit of nipple soreness just in the last 2 days, maybe. See if I can set you right there. Just maybe in the last 2 days, that's it. And it's been very minor to the point where I almost don't even want to write it on my chart. And I'm so close to my period since I have such a short luteal phase. I'm so close to my period. Any of this could be my period, like anything. So like I said, I'm 9 DPO, and I think, so today is cycle day 25. Last month, I did have my period come on cycle day 25, but last month was a really weird month because I had started my HCG diet, so I was like on really low calories, and so my temperatures were really low, and then my period came. And so I think I wasn't eating enough to really make my body think it could sustain a pregnancy, and so this month's chart is really different. It's high, and I almost thought yesterday that I had, I think it's a triphasic, or I don't know, triphasic pattern, where when you're pregnant it goes up and then you have like a whole nother level of like high temps. I thought that was happening yesterday and I kind of got excited, but then my temperature went down today. It went down yesterday too, but not very much. And so it's kind of started to go down a little bit, which has really made me think maybe I'm out this month. This isn't going to be my month. So my temperature did drop the last 2 days. But my period hasn't come. 9 DPO hasn't come. I woke up this morning feeling like it had come. Like that was the other thing. I woke up really, like I've been really wet, like wet CM today, watery CM. And so this morning when I woke up, I kind of felt crampy and I felt wet down there and I thought my period's come. But it hadn't. So anyway, I'll show you my chart. So, okay, so anyway, it's still up, and it can still drop, so I guess we'll see. Let me think if there's anything else I need to tell you. I haven't really had high hopes for this cycle. I think because I know that chances of getting pregnant on your first cycle of trying is slim to none. So I haven't really had high hopes for the cycle, honestly. I've kind of just thought it's my first cycle, probably won't get pregnant. I've been trying really hard to stay level-headed about it and just expecting my period to come. Oh, the other symptom I have to say is starting yesterday, I was really just tired and lethargic. Didn't want to make a big deal out of it, but I was also kind of being lazy too, so I thought maybe that was why. But when I actually got up and started working in my garden last night, I was tired and I was like huffing and puffing out of breath. So I was like working in the garden, and everything I did I was like having to breathe. And it's the same today. I've been really out of breath, really tired, but mostly just out of breath. Like everything I'm doing, I'm having to stop and breathe. So that's kind of a good sign. Kind of makes me happy, but at the same time, like I said, could be nothing. So you'll probably be hearing from me in a day or two when my period comes and I start back on cycle day 1. So I'm getting prepared for the next cycle. I don't know what else to say, so I think that's it. Tell me what you think about my chart if you have any opinions. So we'll talk to you later. Thank you so much. Bye.